Good evening. Mom and Dad, Ben and I are so proud of you and all that you have done and continue to do for Rashi and the community.
You've always been such incredible inspirations to us both and have taught us what it means to do your part in making the world a better place.
We are so lucky that you sent us to Rashi and that you instilled the values of philanthropy, of commitment, and of Tikkun Olam in us ever since we were little. We can only hope that we grow up to be like you someday. We love you so much. We love you so much and are very proud to present you with Rashi's Kehila Award.
David, Hannah, and Ben, thank you for that beautiful presentation. I must say, looking out at this crowd, we're absolutely overwhelmed by the energy and the love in this room. We thank you for that. Marilyn and I are humbled, honored, and privileged to stand before you tonight as the recipients of Rashi's 2013 Kehila Award. Thank you to the entire Rashi community for honoring us with this prestigious gift. We would also like to thank all of our family and friends who have joined us tonight and those who have supported our passion for Rashi through their generous gifts and beautiful words in tonight's program book. We are forever grateful to all of you. I would also like to thank my friend Jeff Swartz, who had the minor misfortune of answering his phone when I called him to ask him to be tonight's keynote speaker. But without hesitation, and with his usual passion and energy as an incredible supporter of Jewish education, he graciously agreed to speak to us tonight. I had the rare opportunity of traveling to Israel with Jeff just over a year ago on one of his legendary missions, and I can tell you firsthand that there is no kinder or more philanthropic person on our planet, nor is there a person who represents Rashi's core values more than Jeff. He is an extraordinary human being, and we are blessed to have him here with us tonight. And although I didn't go to Rashi, I'm smart enough to know that it's best that I speak after Barry and after Jeff. Excuse me, before Barry. Before Barry and before Jeff, excuse me. That's why I didn't go to Rashi. I'd also like to congratulate tonight's Tikkun Olam Award winners, Rebecca and Alexandra. Mazel tov on your fantastic achievements. You make all of us who support Rashi so very proud. While Marilyn and I have had so many wonderful experiences throughout our 17-year affiliation with Rashi, it's hard to stand up here tonight and explain why we love this place so much. With 2 graduations this spring, we find ourselves reminiscing about the experience of raising Hannah and Ben, and we simply cannot do that without thinking about Rashi. Much as the magnificent Rashi mosaic is comprised of many scenes, colors, and shapes that create a spectacular whole, our mosaic of memories of Hannah and Ben's years growing up have the golden thread of Rashi woven throughout. Here are just a few memories that come to mind when we recall our Rashi experience. First, over the 9 years that Hannah attended Rashi, she physically attended school at 3 different locations: Needham, Dedham, and Newton. There was one spring in 1996 when Rashi was renting the High Rock School in Needham, and the town of Needham wanted the building back. We didn't know where the school would be located in September. But somehow, Ann Pushkoff, who I saw is here tonight, filled 2 kindergarten classes, not even knowing where we were going to be. As the late Jennifer Miller, Rashi's extraordinary head of school, used to say, quote, "The Rashi School is not about bricks and mortar."
One of my favorite memories is of Stephanie Rotsky. Where are you, Stephanie? Stephanie was Hannah's 2nd grade teacher before she became the social justice coordinator at Rashi. Every Friday, Stephanie took the time to write each child in her class a note card, something like this. This is a love note for Hannah O. I loved the way you helped your friend Becky by going with her to the nurse when she wasn't feeling well. Or maybe it was, I loved the way you practiced your lines with your group for the rainforest play. Rashi students graduate with a strong sense of self as well as empathy for their friends, due in large part to interactions such as those. Now, our children have not been the only ones to grow at Rashi. It has been a joy for us to watch Amy Gold go from the 3rd grade classroom and blossom into her current role as Director of Curriculum and Instruction. Now her children are Rashi students. And Hannah, who has kept in touch with Amy all these years, felt comfortable enough to ask Amy to read her resume as she enters the working world as a teacher. So things have come full circle for us. The reality is that all your kids will do well. They are blessed with loving parents who give them all the tools for success, including a Rashi education. For the last 2 years, Hannah, who just graduated from the University of Michigan School of Education, has been a student teacher in a low-income elementary school in Ypsilanti, Michigan. She was amazed that while 40 children registered for 4th grade, only 20 showed up at the beginning of the year, and the school ended up having to create a combination 3rd and 4th grade classroom. Isn't that unbelievable? Something so far from anything that we really know. On the day of parent-teacher conferences, the norm was parents who didn't show up either. Maybe an aunt or a grandparent would come in, but that was it. This was the polar opposite of anything Hannah had experienced in her life. At Rashi, parents and teachers are co-partners in the education of their children. At Rashi, parents and teachers fell together. They support one another's efforts, and they brainstorm together when an issue arises. This is especially important during the turbulent middle school years, and thanks to Joni and others, Rashi students emerge self-confident and ready to seamlessly transition to high school. Where's Joni? Our children will only begin to appreciate their Rashi education as they move into the world and see that others were not so fortunate.
Another observation that Hannah made about the difference between her own background and others was that very few of her friends in college made time in their busy schedules to give back to the community. While Hannah was doing her coursework and student teaching, she also took on a leadership position as executive director of the Relay for Life at the University of Michigan, raising almost $700,000 for the American Cancer Society over the course of 2 years. This kind of involvement comes naturally to students who are taught at an early age at Rashi that, as a Jew, it is your responsibility to practice Tikkun Olam. During Tam Hui every year at Rashi, children are empowered to choose not if, but where they want to put their efforts towards improving the world. Likewise, our son Ben, who enters Cornell University in the fall, took on a one-year commitment for his bar mitzvah project, coaching a Special Olympics basketball team, and made it part of his life for 5 years. He slept at Belmont every Monday night for an hour and a half for 4 months a year, developing lasting friendships with these young adults. And even more importantly, he witnessed the challenges that they face and saw firsthand how he could make a difference. Our Rashi graduates are the ones who will be the future leaders and philanthropists of their generation. They will be leaders in high school and college, and when they complete their education, they will be the ones giving back no matter how busy their lives become with family and work commitments. So for those of you with young children at Rashi, know that you are giving your children the gift of a Rashi education. And tonight we are raising funds to help others benefit from all that a Rashi education offers.
We believe that it is not an accident that Hannah developed a passion for elementary school education. Her love of learning was nourished at Rashi by Stephanie, Amy, Keith, Glenda, Mara, Joni, and so many other extraordinary teachers. And we were not surprised to hear that at least 5 of Hannah's Rashi classmates graduating from college this spring have chosen teaching as their profession. It's a calling. Clearly, these new teachers, proud Rashi products, want to instill in their students the same excitement and passion for learning that they experienced at Rashi. And so the Rashi core values of honor, community, learning, spirit, and justice live on. Working on this dinner has been a labor of love for Dale and me. Hannah and Ben have had wonderful friendships that began at Rashi, but they are not the only ones. Some of our best friends today were fellow Rashi parents, and we call many of the teachers here tonight our friends. So you see, Rashi is about even more than developing critical minds and compassionate hearts. It is about community. I'd just like to thank one person before I thank the development people who worked so hard on this event. I want to thank my friend Debbie Lipset here in the front, because, well, you're applauding. You don't know why, but Debbie was Hannah's preschool teacher at Temple Beth Elohim, and Debbie was the one that told me about Rashi and thought that it would be a good fit, and the rest is history. So thank you, Debbie. Thank you to Kim Stone, Howard Breslaw, Manya Fine, and Amy Klotz for your hard work in planning this evening. Jody and Jim, thank you so much for chairing tonight's event. You've been unbelievable. Jim emailed me this morning at 6:20, wishing me luck and telling me how excited he was. I know this is only the beginning of our friendship, and Jody, I look forward to harmonizing with you in the future. We are pleased to be able to continue to support Rashi's mission in our community, and we are happy that you are all here tonight with us to do the same. Dale and I came here 25 years ago from New Jersey, and we didn't know a soul. And I can't tell you how we count our blessings every day that we are a part of this incredible Boston Jewish community that does so much to support not only Rashi, but so many other important organizations as well. We thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for this wonderful honor. So here's a love note for Rashi. We love how you've changed our family forever. Thank you. I have to do the